think this is a really cool pick for Willow because it's a support that can solo kill Enchantress with even just like a +1 stun. She might even be able to do it with just the Bramble, but the Bedlam doesn't get slowed down by Untouchable, even though it is technically attacking. But Team Secret also is likely to take a Spirit Hero for all the reasons I talked about with Enchantress, and you could potentially do Willow Puck, which the Terrorize Sphere combo with the coil on 4th pick for Spirits. I think they're setting up some potential, like, 5-head, this is what you're gonna pick, we know what you're gonna pick, pigeonholing you into a specific hero, and being ready to deal with it.
And the comfort pick as well, because that's Miroslav's best hero traditionally.
I like the Willow here too because it's a dual fire and a 4-staff fire versus the Magnus, so it gives you some sort of way of dealing with the one pump. I think a lot of people, that's the thing that they're best for. Like, how you deal with the hero, it's not really let's pick surges and spell the RP. Nobody cares about the RP anymore, it barely matters. It's all about that Morn Toss. So a hero that can pick up both of those items and a hero that will also get in there where you can duel something. That's a pretty short range. And there are other heroes that might pick up a Yule's, but with Willow, goes in the fight, but she can press W, and she's immune to everything.
Oh, that's true. Wouldn't you also set up the Bramble base in a defensive way so that Magnus can't just jump and do it?
Yeah. Skewer Spirit, like he gets stuck in one of the Brambles, and it gives you some sort of follow-up.
Yeah, sure. You get the Juggernaut now for Team Secret. What's the reason behind this pick?
It's just so good against Willow specifically. It's a Jug Mag combo. Yeah, it's just a free Jug game as of now, and it's similar to what we saw last game with Natsu's Terrorblade, is they had to pick heroes that killed it after the draft. So it's a hero that has not been dealt with, which makes it so there's much more likely. I would want to cover on teams, but I wouldn't want to do that combination because Jug's one of the few heroes that can get coiled and not really care for the majority of the game.
Oh man, okay, that's a couple. Imagine like Green from, okay, like in these names, the two most difficult things like Mindhunter or even generic Offlaner, Juggernaut for both of them, and then probably Ring Jug and probably Enchantress Jug as well. The only other here, like maybe CM Jug, Lich Jug, something like that. But I think both of these heroes are worse than Lich though. Like you basically have the very strongest Jug lane here. If there's ever a rotation to this safe lane, it's like a guaranteed kill. And I don't even think it's necessary to have a rotation to the safe lane because Ench Jug will dumpster a Tide. So I'm curious to see how Team Spirit deals with this.
And there's the Morphling.
Now at the combination level table, this is the first duplicate hero, by the way, for Yatoro throughout the entire main event. So keep in mind, he did cap out at 13. The
dire straits now.
Maybe the millions of dollars potential is better than the means of picking a different hero every single game, but...
You mean the pride of winning TI, because they don't think about the money. Players have never thought about it.
Sorry, the pride of winning TI. And I think what I want to see from Team Secret here is that Magnus has really no way to pressure Morphling in lane as he gets like level 3 or 4. So I would expect them to start the Grimstroke pop, and then when we talked about the Home Environment and Will Tithing, where he's not going to pressure the Morphling, but he's going to do his own thing. He's going to survive on his own. They'll rotate to the Jug lane in order to get him the momentum with that Ink Swell. So that's a specific rotation that I'm looking out for Team Secret.
I wanted to make a point, if we go back earlier about Grimstroke Jug, that most people start playing Grimstroke because of the Inkswell change, I guess, right? Where now it takes longer to get the stun off. Yeah. But this might be the one combination where it's actually beneficial because getting
I've been expecting you.
For longer, especially
Fight till the end.
Yeah, well, you get longer spin, and then
exactly.
it's like the spin you're not hitting anyway, so they don't need to be stunned. You're just like moving. You're just moving on them. That's literally it. Yeah, it's really strong. I'm worried though for Spirit that they do get a Morphling illusion from this Grimstroke that presumably is going to be a 4 position here. So that will be a very early Morph illusion, but then on the flip side, the Willow Morph combination doesn't exactly have great counters in general, just because it's one of those like extremely strong combos. A lot of teams were first facing it for a while for that reason, because it requires like an entire draft to counter. So just getting a Morphling illusion is not like, oh, the game is over by any means.
They also have the budget disruptor from Grimstroke, the Phantom from his second ability cannot be dispelled by Tidehunter, Kraken Shell. So
that's true.
You can afford to use that in fights and buy an extra couple seconds that he's going to have to use to hit that bug off. And that might be just enough for them to ignore the time bomb to bring down some crucial targets like the Morphling.
I do think with this draft for Team Spirit, if this goes to like 30+ minutes, they could completely crush Team Secret. At least with these current heroes that we're seeing here. There is the Mag and Jug, where you're gonna have the Empower, so there will be like a presumable item advantage. But if these two teams are on an even playing field, and it's 30 minutes, and they have the Willow morph, there is nothing currently to deal with that. And they're going to do enough damage to completely obliterate a Jug. Like, what is Jug going to Omni-slash the Morphling? He's got 6 different ways to get it out. He just becomes the Willow, presses W, and then he's fine.
Probably go Diffusal. This game it's so good against both of the supports. Even though Willow, you won't be able to hit her, you can do full damage to her through the spin. One of the few carries that can do that. But then also just the mana also now, the Tiger Morph takes mana as or attribute shift. Yeah.
Tide as well, honestly. Yeah. He's been on the Tide, you drain his mana, and you don't even need to kill him.
I wouldn't be surprised by like Yasha or Cockblade and into the Diffusal. Just to ramp up the pace, like you said, because once it gets to that stage of the game, Team Spirit's representing the same threat that they had last game with this immense amount of team fight, like 1 or 2 item timings. But then you saw Secret, they're all about that laning stage dominance, turning it into a mid-game dominance.
Here's the final Spirit here that we're talking about. Area damage against the duel, pretty decent mobility, good magical burst against the Morphling.
Yeah, the duels, set up for the puck.
You put a spaceship with your remnants.
Yeah, 100%. It also pairs really nice with the Brimstrom, trouble on the D side, runs in, gets that huge stun duration. And then on top of that, I think active and at the later point, Void Spirit. And all of these heroes that they have here on Team Secret, once again, there were a lot of plus ones. There's a lot of heroes that want to do stuff, but they don't want to be the one that's going in first. And so Void Spirit is probably the best hero at doing that, at least in terms of the earliest.
Your mid tower is going to get dove on Team Spirit so early. The Void Spirit was like a little bit of that oomph that they needed from the mid lane to enable the E-Swell as well as the Enchantress rotating. So whatever hero this is, Kunkka, well, I like that. You probably needed more of a frontliner, more of a hero that doesn't mind having heroes run at him. Free farms pretty much against Void Spirit. The only heroes Kunkka struggles in lane against are ones that prevent him from continuously walking up the Typering creeps. So I think that's really good for them here, but it's a matter of it's those first 2 rotations I'm looking out for from the Secret supports. The first rotation that jumps lane in order to kill the blast with the slow, and the second one diving Tokyo to the tower. So if either of these 4 on Team Spirit suffer early, I don't think the Morphling's going to have time to get to his accepted target.
And not only does Team Spirit have the lore going on, where they have Tidehunter Kunkka, and then they have the water in the Morphling.
Wow. Yes.
Also,
that's very good.
Tidehunter and Kunkka, it's very disruptive in team fights. I don't know if you guys have fought against Double Ravage and Torrent Storm in a game, but it feels like you're just always stunned. You can't walk into fights, and you can't even get a BKB or have a Chug Spin or anything like that, because it just covers too much. If Spirit goes late game, it's an easy game.
Now we're going to see what Secret's coach thinks as Reaction Slash is there in the sidelines about to ask Heen some questions.
Hey there, Heen. Thank you so much for taking time to speak to us. Grimstroke, not the most popular hero this tournament. You seem pretty confident picking it. Do you think it still works in this lineup?
Well, we haven't played the tournament, so we're about to find out for ourselves. It's just that at this point in the tournament, we've kind of developed a feeling that we're playing them. We're confident. So.
How's the team's energy right now in the booth after game 1?
I've been expecting you.
We're super happy with the way we played game 1, so just
all right. Well, we'll see if those positive vibes continue. Thank you for your time, and we'll throw it straight into the game with Sunsfan and Syndra.
Thank you, sir. Action select Sunsfan with Syndra. We got game number 2 of this best of 3 of the lower bracket finals for TI-10 Syndra. This is going to be a good, juicy game. I can feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you?
Yes, I feel it.
Are you
feel
sure?
it very much. Yes, I do. I feel that these 2 teams are going to be playing very, very differently. And interestingly enough, it's not really a flip of the last game exactly, but the team that feels more on a timer is now on the other side, right? In the last game we were debating, okay, Team Spirit, you know, you're going to look for these skirmishy fights, you're going to try to play past, and Seeker will eventually out and have stronger team fight in late game. This time around, it might be the other way around, and Secret will need to play a little bit faster, probably. The good news for Secret is when it comes to winning early games, there is a guy on a hero in the pink slot right now that has a very high impact in general when it comes to that. Puppy on the Enchantress can be absolutely disgustingly strong early on. And I see this as the kind of game where Enchantress can actually shine. You're not playing as any more new deals with your Enchanted creep. you have really good lane partners to gank for in the Magnus, the Void Spirit, and the Jugger. So all eyes on Puppy and Rogue in this game.
We got the Earth Strike to come out onto Zai with the Bramble to follow. He is forced to skewer. He'll live through the day, Cinderman. Be able to walk back and should be able to be fine to help contest these bounties, I would assume. Not sure if Team Spirit's going to stick around for a while. Get some good damage to start this game out. So looking at the lineups, obviously Morphling, Dark Willow, that is a combo that I wouldn't say it's quite as Earthshaker, but it's close. It's really, really good.
Just kind of run into trouble.
Yep, that is trouble. And his name is Matu. See the Grimstroke coming out with the slow into the Blade Fury. Matu gets first blood into Secret.
Spirit, we're just not expecting Secret to have rotated over there and planted so many heroes. He just walked straight into it. Usually as Tide, you feel pretty confident couple one, but of course, you had the Grimstroke as part of that play as well. For resisting the temptation of skilling Inkstwall for the first blood, didn't need it, so he goes to lane with Stroke of Fate, which is much better bottom together with Magnus. You just want to push in that wave and try to open up for pulls. Also a better trading spell for him against the line of Kokoschka. He'll be heading into their mid here in the bot lane.
And mid lane, they already discussed, but it is the Kunkka versus Void Spirit matchup. Monta Tokyo versus Nisha. Kunkka typically very good against melee heroes. Do you agree with the panel on this matchup overall?
He's favored in this game. I think it was PFGLGD that ran it twice as well. I don't think it was it Void Spirit in one of the games? I don't remember, but they ran it as well. And had great success with nothing to say on that mid Kunkka against one of the melee spirits. So, yeah, expecting Toronto Tokyo to pull ahead here. Obviously has the added luxury of being able to very quickly farm small camps on the side. So it can just push out, take this, come back to lane, get even outscale the Void Spirit in terms of the farming capability on the side camp as well. Void Spirit isn't as good at it early on. He will eventually be equally quick when his levels. But in the beginning, Nisha will be playing at that disadvantage.
Puppy continuing to be that absolute nuisance that you were talking about earlier, has that troll creep which finally runs out, but in addition to the Blightstone that he started the game with, just very annoying to deal with.
Ghost here, I think, or is he going to go all the way for the
Mud
he's gonna
Golems?
do the pull?
Okay.
Gets a 3 creep pull, which is this is the small camp you want to see if you're looking to deny a wave. The Ghost camp is very, very good at killing the creep wave, and he's going to protect it as well with his own hero, as well as one little skelly boy. Mirror here. And now he's going to go and take a golem.
Uh-oh. Golem time. There's first stun coming out. As Mira's just going to continue to get harassed here, but this is kind of what he has to do. Bramble. All right.
Fight till the end.
Oh, he took
two procs on it. All right, Puppy. Outplayed by Mira here, and the tip ensues.
You have the makings of a great hero.
Mistake there from Puppy. Usually very mechanically skilled support player, but Mouse was not working as intended there as he walked into 2 brambles. I think the first one might have been undodgeable, but the second one wasn't.
Mouse was not working, and potentially his monitor, if it continues to go down that road, Cinder. We've seen that before.
Well, when I did play the show match yesterday, my monitor did go black, so maybe that's what happened. Would explain the pathing there. But he's definitely back. He TP'd correctly.
The people are getting worried that repairs are taking so long.
Puppy and Cinder are good friends, guys. Very good friends.
Okay. I believe you.
One thing I do want to mention, Cinderin, the Grimstroke here. Yeah. You talked about how the Phantom's Embrace is really good against Tide because he can't crack and shell it off. What about like late game potential with like Dark Portrait against a Morphling? That does sound very good.
That is very good indeed, yeah. I think it's something YapzOr will be considering. Obviously, about Dark Portrait, it is magic immune. Can't really hit it with stuff from Team Spirit, and it's very fast. So only in their lineup, only really Morphling himself can kill off that portrait. So would imagine YapzOr has definitely got that in his mind. But to me, the primary reason they're picking it is they want to support that pairs up well with Jug. Oh, we're seeing Jug kill Mira here. No way out of that one.
Blade Fury finishes him off, as Collapse can take some residual damage as well.
So, yeah, Grim together with Jug for the Inkswell, and of course the silence against Tide.
Chase Shockwave back into the right click of Zai. So Secret off to a good start in terms of just the kills here. We can see mid is advantage for Team Spirit, 31-3 to the 23-5 of Void Spirit.
Keep in mind that a lot of those CS are the small camp, so basically neck and neck in gold right now. 50 ahead here for Toronto Tokyo. Surprisingly enough, there's more denies on the Void Spirit than on the Kunkka, who will often be able to bully out the other melee hero and then find those denies, but hasn't really been able to dominate Nisha. Nisha, again, similar to game 1, just doing exceptionally well in lane.
Doing what he needs to do for sure.
And now that he's level 5, now he can start doing the same thing as Kunkka. So he's going to be farming up the small camp next to the lane and close in on his level 6.
So from Secret side, Juggernaut, Cinderin, not a hero. It's not like the standard carry these days. Like Morphling feels like more of a go-to pick for a lot of teams. Is Mira versus Puppy again. See if he gets brambled twice again this time around. But going late game, Secret, like, can they survive the late game? Jug does scale better than he used to, but still not the traditional, like, super mega hard carry that we're used to seeing.
And I would say, theoretically speaking, yes, I do think their lineup can handle late game. You do have, obviously, no hang on, collapse. Okay, Matsu will yield. Back off. Empowered Void Spirit and Jug can definitely fight late game. It does feel like the execution ultimately should be easy for Team Spirit with the Morph Willow, with double Ravage when Tide gets Refresher. There's just a lot of stuff that Secret will need to play around effectively, but there's no time in this game that I would just flat out write them off. You know, I would favor the other team at some point, but the Dire lineup can definitely win this game even come super late game. So obviously, RP is always going to be an X factor. BKB piercing stun, empowered cores.
Come here quickly.
The portrait might become the X factor, as you pointed out as well. So I think Secret aren't too concerned.
As we see Blade Fury from Matu in the top lane, you can see the Centaur making his way over to try to get a potential stomp here, but Shadow Realm going to keep Mira alive at the very least. Collapse very low on HP here, and Matu does have his ult, but no mana to work with.
I think I have
Gonna get ganked here from Toronto Tokyo. X with the boat coming in, and Collapse just wants to get some XP here. So, oh, okay, the stomp comes out. Puppy still survives, but finally that second right click.
Yeah, if that stomp would have hit, he might have lived. Both of Team Spirit heroes just narrowly dodging it there. So it's a good game from Toronto Tokyo. They do find a kill. It's going to cost him a little bit of health on the mid tower, and actually his bounty rune here will be stolen by Nisha. But Collapse was in trouble. He needed help.
Oh, Nisha, did he have vision there?
I don't think he saw him.
Oh man, that was super close.
He must have the TP out from Collapse there.
Was looking for the higher priority kill potentially.
Yeah.
Now Mira, very wary of this area now, but is back to basically full HP. And Toronto Tokyo on this Kunkka Cinderin. What's the build this game? We've seen Halberd, we've seen...
Do you like singing? Be careful. Don't get lost.
The most unusual thing for a mid Kunkka.
Might go phase Armlet.
Okay.
Nisha's opening up on him a bit, just harass.
Level advantage right now going the way of Toronto Tokyo, by the way. As Nisha just trying to be annoying here. But yeah, you like just Armlet into what?
Armlet Halberd doesn't sound too bad. Halberd against Jug can be a little bit dicey because, you know, you need to find the right timing to get it off between Omni Slash and Spin, but it also just gives you the inherent tankiness.
Yapzor looks very dead here. Nice setup overall from Team Spirit, and Miposhka very kindly gives the kill to Yataro.
What a bro.
You'd never do that for me.
I have very good reason to not do that.
So you say. Still
I
very
have statistical evidence that it's better spent on me.
Stats lie. I'm pretty sure that's a segment I've heard of. Collapse now level 6, so Ravage is good to go. Looks like bottles can be refilled here in the mid lane for Nisha. So what's the go time for each team? Is there a certain item? Is there a certain level? Is like mid potential gank on Toronto Tokyo, taking heavy damage. Still has his boat to work with. And here it comes. The rum buff is there, but Astral Step is going to do a lot of damage. In the meantime, the reinforcements have arrived. Look at that Tidebringer just destroying Yapzor. And there's the Curse Crown into the right click. Mira actually gets credit for that one. It's a 2-for-0 as Toronto Tokyo being pursued by Zai. Not able to find an RP, though. Now Puppy is going to take heavy harassment. In addition to this, Tidebringer with the X into the Torrent. That's going to be 3 kills potentially going the way of Team Spirit, but there's the RP to try to counteract this. Zai gets it off onto Mira, but the Shadow Realm keeps him alive for now. The Hadouken is coming from the Seder Tormentor Cinder, and the Skewer's going to miss, but the Shockwave into the Hadouken. Puppy gets credit for that one.
What a sick combo. Shockwave into Shockwave.
That's right.
They didn't have a new name for that one.
That's why I call it hard.
Is that the only spell that...
That's a terrible time for trivia
used on
because we
two
have an
heroes?
X into the Torrent again. Toronto, Tokyo won't be able to find the kill here, but is wreaking havoc right now on Team Secret. Such a difficult hero to kill in general, especially once he gets that boat off with all that damage mitigation.
Spirit had a very good read there of how much they could get away with on Toronto, Tokyo. Very nicely done. And they do come out victorious in that fight slightly. And with RP down for another minute, Secret will probably just chill, farm, and more than likely look to stack up some more Ancients. They haven't really stacked yet, and I think now is the time that you want to start building up for Jugger to really start making some progress. Puppy will stack both camps here. Leave the bounty. No, he will take it to change his mind. And this shouldn't be a surprising thing for Spirit either. In the next couple of minutes, they will want to try to invade that triangle, get vision out, try to fight. Their team fight obviously extremely strong on the back of Kunkka, Willow, as well as Tide, when they all have their 6s. Willow is a little bit away. I would imagine they give him the tome and give Lion a lane for 6, since he is very close. And the tome should be flying out to Willow. It is indeed. So, Miposhka should be looking to find that finger of death somewhere sometime soon.
Taro queuing up the S and Y into E-Blade. We'll see if he
Look at
syncs with
Secret's
that.
wording, by the way. Very, very centric around that bottom half. Obviously, again, multi-purpose wording. They want to get info about the enemy team on their side so they can make ganks, but this also effectively works as a very nice protective layer for the triangle, since invasive moves from Spirit will be impossible without a smoke, and if they smoke, they're likely to do it down here, so Secret will see it coming and won't have to be scared of the smoke all the time when heroes are missing. They will simply know when it gets popped. Bottom lane.
Yeah, Matu trying to push here. We see some TPs here. There's an Earth Spike into the waveform with Toronto, Tokyo making his presence known, but the healing ward does go off for Matu, keeping him alive. Looks like he'll be just fine as a result. Zai does get X though after the skewer comes through. Gets the RP off though. That's against a counter Magnus, it looks like, as Yataro jumps in with that waveform with the double damage on Nisha. He's gonna get waveform into death. Big death there for Secret. Nicely done from Team Spirit, knowing their limits.
Yeah, great hex there as soon as he comes out of that dissimulate, gets instant hex, doesn't get a chance to use the second astral step.
Come here quickly.
And they do find a kill, defend their tower effectively with this, at least for now. They will expend a lot of spell threat, however. Only Ravage is really online. I think if Spirit want to hold this tower, they need to bring down Tide now, or they're likely to concede it. They're kind of sticking around. They seem a little bit indecisive, but there's a ward. They're going to find that one. Thanks, Mark.
Matu will be fine here. We did see Morphling turn into Magnuson, and that is kind of hilarious. You waveform in, you skewer them back.
Yeah.
I mean, this early on, that's basically like having a blink dagger. That has pretty high impact.
You get empower too.
Yeah, true.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, Nisha on Morph. See the smoke coming in from Team Spirit. Looks like Nisha is going to be their target of choice. A very slippery hero to find, though, but that's what X is for. But Nisha already on his way to his jungle.
Yeah, going for a different build this game.
This is to be a little bit harder. They can get the Torrent to start things off into the Earth Spike and the finger. Nicely done from Team Spirit. Blade Fury did not go off in time for Matu.
Yeah, despite all of those wards Secret had earlier, 2 of them either got expired or dewarded, and they just did not have the read that this play was coming in from Team Spirit. Very nice with the Torrent opener and the burst. And they're going to just rotate straight back down to bottom to try and still defend this tower when the Jugger isn't here pushing. First of all, they knew that he was in the triangle because he wasn't pushing bot, and now that he's dead, can very easily hold this with the primary pushing hero of Secret on the sidelines. Team Spirit will defend that bottom tower, no problem.
Item progression. Toronto, Tokyo pretty close to BKB. Just the recipe away right now. There we go. Double break for BKB.
Yeah, I don't know how good it is in this game.
It's really against the Void Spear more than anything.
Primarily Void Spear, a little bit of
tower spike is more mid-game centric, and they just want to be prepared for that potentially.
Yeah, it could be. I feel like you could also prepare for that with the armlet halberd. To be honest, I think that would also make you really strong at that point in the game. This way you guarantee rating that their lineup has insane spell versus just
Tower now level 11. And going for this bottom tower. There's a pressure mid from Team Spirit in the meantime, though. It could end up being given up. Top tower's already been killed, so looking for the potential overall trade. S and Y picked up by Matu, so both respective position ones will be getting S and Y, it looks like, Cinder. Yep, going for that extra status resist.
There's a lot of stuff on both teams that you can get value out of status resist against.
Puppey is dead. Jinx.
Jinx.
You can't say, you're not allowed to speak until I give you a soda. I think that's the rule.
Is that how it goes?
That's how it is in America. That explains the obesity rate. Not with a Blink Dagger yet, about 5 minutes away, but Blink Dagger is on the way for Collapse. Collapse off to a much better start than last game. That is for sure. Yeah, the Hood, he is super pink. Up, Soulbind with the Phantom's Embrace. It's not going to connect on anybody in terms of a secondary target, but Nikoshka is taken out by Secret.
On the Stroke of Fate, he can't really pull off, and there would also going to be giving him a big tower, but it is getting very low, and you imagine Team Spirit will just make another attempt there very, very soon with their tide and get that cleaned up. So it's looking great for Spirit compared to last game, right? Like, not only are they ahead on gold in the game, but also the overall flow of the lineups is going to help them get in a very good position in the mid game. I think Secret were hoping to get more value out of Puppies and Chanters in this game, and Mira just didn't let it happen on that dark warrior. Talked about earlier. So made sure Collapse. Still, despite playing against a very hard lane, in my opinion, for Tide, he did completely fine. Just rolling off the back of that. Secret probably will have to be cautious with fighting for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's unfortunate because when you have a Juggernaut, you kind of want... I mean, it is, like you said, an empowered Juggernaut, so you will be farming at a much higher rate. It doesn't have to go for, like... I mean, we've seen Battle Fury way in the past with more Maelstrom or Echo Saber type builds. Just straight for the tanky S and Y. Take advantage of the cleave from Zai here. But we'll see what Secret wants to do here to try to get back in the game. It's not exactly an insurmountable lead by any means, but anytime you have a Morphling and you're off to a good start, that usually bodes pretty well for the Morphling team. And I would assume we'll go first before the Ag, so that's when Shadow Realm really becomes completely filthy. And I believe it works with the talent, if I'm not mistaken, right? The waveform striking through targets.
Yes, level 20 talent.
Looking forward to that one. Morphling is gotta be one of the hardest heroes to balance in the game.
Yep.
Along with Rubik. Well, Rubik is more bug fixes than anything, actually.
And here goes the mid tower. So, Toronto Tokyo will get it. Secret will annoy him a little bit with the glyph. They might as well. Actually, they're gonna back off. They were worried that Secret were turning this into a fight. So showing a lot of respect here. That was a one hit away, and now it's gonna get denied instead by Yapzor.
And respecting the Blink RP potential.
Might be it. I feel like Kunkka was pretty safe there, but there is the risk, I guess, of getting Blink Skewer RP'd and then Omni Slashed onto the tower. So perhaps they're...
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that potential, but obviously Omni Slash will cleave because of the Empower on top of that. Then you have the Soulbind with the double Phantom's Embrace. They do have good Wombo combo potential. But Team Spirit's still sporting this 3K network lead. And we can see Toronto Tokyo working towards an AC, so going for even more tank and obviously some damage to go along with that. And Spirit Vessel almost done on Mira. Alright, Toronto Tokyo. Not able to save his teammate. Mira gets taken out by Nisha.
Really wants a high five, does Nisha?
Not even his teammates high five. He's like, oh, Puppy's probably like, you know what? Just let that go on cooldown. I want to mess
Not
with
only
it.
playing solo mid, he's just solo in the game. There's no one else in it.
Lion bots will
Just
high five your
barely
back.
dodging everything here with Pushka. Tranquil Boots, Windlace helping out massively there to just run away. If either of those spells hit, he is dead immediately. Well, yeah, Secret do get a pick on Mira. It's something. Still, it feels like Spirit are pretty comfortable with just farming up their Morphling in particular. I think maybe when he hits the E-Blade is when they will be looking to play a little bit more aggressively and fight.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is on Secret to start something. I mean, like you said, Team Spirit more than happy
They
with
will.
Farm's Eye. Inkswell
Okay,
with the skewer.
I think he
into
overshot his blink. So obviously the range penalty when you click the blink too far away, and then you can't really do the shockwave skewer combo off of that. So Mira will get away.
Very slow-paced game for Secret. As Team Spirit are sitting pretty right now. I thought that with the blink dagger on side that they would try to get a little bit more aggressive, but hasn't come to be. Is there something that like on Matu that they're waiting for? Because looks like Scotty is the big ticket item for him, only a point booster away essentially now.
Oh, hang on.
We have a smoke. Team Spirit. Oh, the Aether Remnant does spot them. We'll see if they notice, if Secret did notice that.
It looks like Nisha did.
Yep. Oh, he's going to get ravaged, though, into the waveform and blown up. Noticed it or not, Cinderin? He's dead.
Yeah. I still don't know after that whether he noticed it or not and just got surprised by how quickly they found and killed him. But it did feel like a defensive remnant you placed to avoid that exact play, and then you still got hit by it when you got the vision. But well, it is ravaged down. Secret will try to get a tier 2 tower bottom out of this.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo just doing the old X marks the spot shenanigans. Try to push this out.
That would be a tower trade. Great kill for them, though. Already, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Nisha with this game has now quadrupled his amount of deaths on Void Spirit in the main event.
Okay.
By getting 3 in this game.
Wow. Very impressive as Roche is being taken out by Spirit. E-Blade was already completed for that kill on Yataro, so on his way to the Ags next. So this is going to be a freebie for Team Spirit. Aegis likely to go to Yataro.
For style points, he's going to waveform through it and grab it on the way out of the pit.
That's when you know he's really feeling himself here.
Yeah. It's that efficiency.
Oh, we have a skewer back onto Collapse, into the Blade Fury. But Matu just doesn't do that much damage right now. Needs the shard, which he is going for next. E-Blade applied to him for now. Nisha able to blow up Miposhka on the front line here. This turned into a 5v4 situation with Secret having the advantage, but they don't have the Roche advantage. Oh, Zai, RP only onto 1, but can't really find a maneuver to try to skewer him back, but it doesn't matter. Nisha and Matu blow up Toronto Tokyo.
And they're not done yet. Mira.
Looks like he... Oh, the skewer does cancel the TP in Shadow Realm form. And that is going to turn into a 3rd kill for Secret, despite giving up Roche. Win that fight handily. So that basically, based on just the net worth alone, evens up the game, which is what Secret obviously needed with this more mid-game centric lineup.
Yeah. Gabe's neural network still likes Spirit quite a bit better from the overall team fight and scalability of their lineup, but that is step number 1.
I was waiting. Be careful. Don't get hurt.
And you don't count out melee carry with Empower. It can always happen. Team Spirit need to be on their toes the whole game to avoid getting RP'd into an Omni Slash. Even a hero like Morphling that's generally considered super difficult to kill can just die in a burst. Has to be careful. Obviously that time it was the Kunkka they went for. There was no... First of all, Morph had the Aegis, and secondly, he wasn't in position to really get caught. Another big item coming up soon for Spirit, by the way, the Dagger. Miposhka 300 away will definitely be very helpful for them. Because he has been getting caught a couple of times. Oh, instant Hex bottom! They predicted this from
Nisha's in a lot of trouble. Boat's going to be connected with the Finger of Death, but Nisha jumps forward to try to get Retribution. He does just that. But Miposhka finds his way to the grave. Nisha X marks back into the fray, though. And is eventually brought down, but at least he takes somebody with him.
I don't know how those human girls eat so little and still survive.
But he doesn't know that for sure, that reinforcements
Are you doing
aren't
well?
arriving, so he's going for the kill.
We're supporting you from afar.
Not possible there. So, if you Team Spirit, you're happy with this? Even though your Lion died, he still made progress on the Blink Dagger from just the assist gold and obviously having the good old Philosopher's Stone.
Completed now on Toronto.
Mind your behavior inside the palace.
So, gonna give a lot more armor, some attack speed. Help the push as well. They really want to.
This is a good time for a question.
Okay.
You're never going to guess what I'm going to ask you about. My question to you is, what is my question?
What is the active effect grenade called?
Yes. No. What's the passive? Yeah. You're right. But oh, wait. Hey, you didn't guess I was going to ask you about the question itself, though. That caught you off guard.
Team Spirit.
Well, what's the answer then? I have Shadow Brand.
Shadow. Wow, that sounds painful.
I feel like nobody in the world knows all this by now.
I'm sure there's somebody.
Actually, probably all of chat knows. It's just us.
They've looked it up ahead of time.
They knew it.
To be prepared for this cast.
All right, Team Spirit, you have 1 minute 20 left on your Aegis. You're going to put it to use here in mid.
And tier 2 tower is going to be forted here. Agony Scepter now online for Nisha, so the silence comes out with Resonant Pulse. And Yatara. I don't think they're going to risk this, especially considering he's so close to finishing the Ag himself.
It's a huge upgrade for him.
They're just going to bide their time. Not that big of a lead for Team Spirit, but they still are the favorites in this match. And Collapse. He has a blast now going towards the Aghanim Scepter for himself. So he get the AoE push. Was Sharp actually not picked up by Monster? I guess not. He's prioritizing going for the Shadow Blade right now. I figured that the Sharp is from this game by Scotty to everybody he's hitting, get the extra attack, more movement.
I think the thing about this is he just wants to hit as fast as possible with a power, and you kind of stifle yourself when you go to Blade Fury. So sure, he might just get out on damage. He has a lot of health, so the Blade Fury defensive capability is less important. I say that now, just wait until more. I think from Team Seeker's perspective, they're looking to try to win the fight fast instead of playing extended fights, because you're not going to win those. So in that case, would it be worth buying the shard? Probably not. Yeah, you want to get that
Officially online. Getting his body, as it were. So Shadow Realm with Ag, for those that don't know, you can basically attack consistently while it's on, so you just get this extra magic damage boost.
Well, seeing it put to use here.
Yep. You get the extra range. It is very powerful.
Nothing wrong here.
Nope. Well, it's not two fissures, so. You can't tell them the fissures.
That is a very dangerous way of thinking about balancing Dota. Like rebalancing heroes, you're like, well, at least they don't have two fissures, so everything is fine, right?
Well, that's the beauty of Dota.
Justify almost anything.
Most of the ultimates in this game, like, we just look at it in a vacuum, it's just like, wow, that is actually overpowered. That's the beauty of it.
Yep. Every hero is kind of quote-unquote broken in its own way.
Well, not every hero. Troll's ult still sucks, let's be real.
It's broken in its own way.
That's true. In a different way entirely. But no. Man, Troll, I wish he was picked on the turn. One of the more exciting position ones to watch, because the ultimate, you just never know what's going to happen, right? From a viewer perspective, at least. Puppy taking out some illusions here. And the real question is, Yapzor working on Ags, and he is. So about 1,800 away from finishing that. Dark Portrait could have a big impact on this game, as we illustrated earlier.
He's also queuing up the shard. It does give you some interesting counterplay potential with that strong dispel. If he precasts it on Jugger or Void Spirit when they go in, can obviously save them from Ravage or from Terrorize or, you know, line combos. As long as they instant press one of their defensive abilities coming out of the swell, could prove to be really useful. But
Zai gets off the horn toss, skewer into the RP, but the BKB is accurate. It's not really going to help against the Omni Slash, but a lot of it is tanked with creep. So Toronto Token getting some backup with Collapse of a huge Ravage. Down goes Matu, and now you see Yataro at his best. E-Blade double kill, 3 dead for Secret. In his Shadow Realm form, just dead. Nisha able to get a pick off though. But
What's up?
very unfortunate that there was a
Farewell,
creep
my
wave there,
friend.
Sinner, because I think he was dead.
You don't look much like a hero
It's possible.
yet.
You gotta look at the stats for this. Like, it's. I don't really like this try from Secret. I like the logic of going for the play itself, but you gotta take into account what the numbers are, right? This is a couple of 3,000 health and 40 armor. He has AC and blast rig. So super tanky against this Jug Magnus combination, and kind of seemed like a bait the whole time. So they put him in front like that. Oh, no, all right.
Another pick off
trying
Nisha.
to ward. But Nisha finds so many picks in these games on the supports just randomly. You know, instantly assassinates the Willow and now finds the Lion. This is still, despite losing those two heroes in the end for Spirit, a huge win for them. Getting the core kill onto Mag and Jug. And having RP and Omni
See the replay here.
So look at this Omni. So there's like
that's
there's
4
swings. There's no way.
All right, it would have been close, but yeah, you're right. I think he would have lived.
He is just insanely tanky. And Willow, I mean, more flow. Just
More flow? Sure. That would be funny if for no particular reason it just changes the hero name temporarily while you're in that form. Just combines them. Secret have now smoked up, so trying to get back into
the
this
name
game.
for Morph in this game if he took half of another hero's name.
Morph Hunter.
Morph Hunter's pretty good. Morph Spirit?
Morpheon. Almost sounds like the Matrix thing. You wouldn't know anything about that, of course. Secret trying to find something here. Nisha, top of the hill here. Actually going to use the Tome of Knowledge for themselves. Toronto Tokyo Company are trying to gain control of their triangle
RP
again.
is up again. No Omni for another 5 seconds though. So Team Spirit probably don't have the perfect timers here on spells. They might have felt like if we go right now, the ultis are down. Secret will have them now, though. But regardless, is not gonna. The fight will not break out anyway. Roche up in 1 minute. Silver Edge complete on Matu gives him the possibility of killing Tide very easily. And of course, I think Matu plus Nisha can just kill the Tide from full HP if they get the Silver Edge hidden and they just go to town, both of them together. But Collapse has been doing a good job at not getting caught out. Interesting to see Tide really play a frontline position for the most part of the lineup. It has been that Kunkka BKB.
He can straight up buy Ags right now and collapse, but obviously wants to preserve the buyback in case Roche can fight him. He's going to come to Will it save him, Cinderin? That is a random nature dependent. Absolutely. He lives.
And he's tanky. He's got the Solar Crest Glimmer Cape and the level 4 heal plus the attendance to 18 and the magic to Enchantress in the mid game as a support is honestly just your ability to soak damage. Whether you die there or not, the enemy team has to commit. Like you're fine. Didn't even have the strongest on the Absol yet there. I don't know why I thought he had one. So she's still working on the eggs.
Shard with the Dispel like you talked about, and of course Aghanim Scepter being a pseudo some of these ridiculously high agi or stat-based carries like Morphling. But still a ways away from finishing that. As Toronto Tokyo making his way to Secret's jungle.
Nisha's in.
Alright, Nisha doing a lot of damage to Lion in the meantime. We see a skew on the other side. Toronto Tokyo gets RP'd again. Into the Omni Slash again. Will he live this time, Cinderin? The Blade Fury is out. He's not doing that much damage, and finally goes down. It takes so much to kill him. That's why I got Nisha, Eagle, but there's the E on this to proc. A huge kill for Secret, but my lord. David Almighty, that took a lot. I assume they will win.
Yeah, no buyback on the Kunkka. They don't know this, obviously, but they might have a feeling because of the Chrysalis that he was showing in that fight.
Another buyback for Team Spirit. Yataro gets the waveform off. There's the burst damage from Lion. Yataro finally taken out by Nisha. It takes so much to kill these heroes, but Secret find it.
E-play combo, I've seen it 10 times. They did a grand total of like 150 damage with the E-plays. Right onto Matsu. Fully strength formed. He threw everything he had in the bag at him and it was nothing. Then Secret, all of a sudden, this one fight. Yeah. Oh my god, talk about dropping off a cliff. Look at these graphs.
Oh yeah. That's quite some graph there. As we see,
look at this graph.
The beginning of the fight here again. Nisha doing a great job.
Such a good start for Secret in that fight.
Yeah, you can see. Okay, Matsu Shard makes a huge difference here. That Blade Fury.
This is such a spiritual place.
I really like his choice of waiting with getting it until after the Silver Edge, though. I think that was overall a good choice. So we're going to see the rest of this replay play out. Try to pay attention to this E-Blade. Okay. Yeah. Out of all things, I am focusing on it because it's such a standout low damage spell.
Yeah, let's wait for it.
Morph down this far. So they find Jug here, and here it is.
Boom! Yeah.
Damn.
That felt real good, I'm sure. Zai, very animated. You don't see that very often. But Team Secret, knowing that they have turned this game around. Double damage is available for Matu. He's going to bottle it up. Aegis is in his inventory.
Secret know how much is at stake here and how they're very experienced players. They know this game is hard and they know they were behind. So that fight means so much to them. And they're going to try to snowball off at Matu. In the Silver Edge will not find anyone. He's actually going to run through an op-centric combination here. So Team Spirit know he's coming up.
Ha! I could smell your stench before even seeing you.
Every single member of Secret has their shard. It might have been Yapsor.
I think it was Yapsor, yeah. Probably.
So that is very cool to see. And Matu and company waiting for all their ults are back up, so it can go at any time now with that Aegis. As Collapse has a Shiva's for himself. I mean, from
this is not the place
perspective, is there an item or maybe a talent that they're needing to get to take to the next level?
I'm wondering if Tide needs BKB. Oh, they found him, bottom. Matu.
Oh, yeah, Maposha gets the stun off Matu. That's going to be the Aegis.
Good catch.
Not a ton expended here.
They got what they came for. Really, really nicely done. Not overstaying for the second kill. Straight back to mid. That's a big pick. That Aegis is important for Secret if they wanted to pressure some high ground, and now might have to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially Zai. You can't show emotion like that. It's not on brand. Take it easy, bro.
Well,
find your behavior inside the palace.
So not enough for Secret. Didn't look like they were wanting to commit anyway. Ends up baiting that out. Butterfly now on Matu. Any big talents we're looking forward to here, Cinder? 25 is close. For Matu, you can go for the extra HP or Omni Slash duration.
Nisha's will be huge.
Yeah, Nisha's is, we've talked about that so many times.
Come for 25, go